All right, I'm not going to show my face. I'm not going to show anything that identifies me at this point. Today, by all means, I'm pretty sure I have a fucking demon that will not let go of me. I'm pretty sure, maybe not, it can't be just one. There's got to be more. But the fucking demon that deals with anger, rage, and resentment has moved in and will not fucking leave. Now, excuse my language. I'm going to say stuff that might offend you. It's not meant towards you. I'm going to say stuff that probably is going to hurt more than just me. This demon of anger has had its hold on me for today like I've never seen before. I don't want to be around any fucking soul, and I have to be home with my kids today. Anybody comes within my path, I'm angry. I can't get anything accomplished, and I'm not even talking about just small things. Anytime I try to freaking do something on the Facebook that I just decided to get rid of, or on my YouTube, somebody has to come around and stop me from doing it. So today I'm going to start this one. Is it their fault? No, it's never the kid's fault that something's coming up. It just means that there is some form of fucking demonic influence that comes around and makes sure I can't do what I'm here to fucking do. So, that being said, if I'm about to touch on a few certain subjects, obviously, demons, possession. And you'll see it. It's going to keep coming. It's going to pop in there. If you're paying attention and if you have any faith in God, you'll see it. So, that being said, I'm also going to touch on this notion of love between a male and a female that leads to marriage. And I'll also touch on family love because there is a big fucking difference. One exists, the other doesn't. And one is just a simple word as love to describe it when it's actually a more complex emotion because it's your kin, it's your family. So let's go to love. Those of you that are married, you could say you love the other person. I think that through all these years, the idea of love started out as a broad, basically, love. It is a feeling of great emotion, fondness towards another living thing or something else that isn't living. It is a peaking emotion that can make you feel really good or, well, sometimes it can make you feel really bad. That true love bullcrap that I keep hearing people about, I don't feel. And it doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't make me anything like that. It makes me different, yes. But I don't believe that that definition says love like people say it is. I think what you guys are talking about is a choice to react to outside stimuli, like the looks, say the impressive look of their figure or their eyes or their face or their hair or whatever suits your needs. But it's more a need to feel an attachment to someone else and to pretend or feel that they complete you. But do we not all have some sort of quarrel or problem between us and the so-called lover of ours? Yes. Anybody who denies that is wrong. I tried to deny that for a long time, but no. You have problems, whether you state them or not, and that's a bad thing. If you don't state that the problems are there, they grow, they grow, they grow. They get so fucking huge that they start to destroy you. Learn to turn off your pride. Learn to turn off your arrogance and shut the heck up about your feelings and tell the person what's going on in your head, because that's where I went wrong. That's where my relationship went wrong. It's another thing we'll get to later. I actually feel a little better just putting this on here. I still don't feel that love. Now, for my kids and for my family, my actual blood-related family, not somebody I chose to marry, that kind of love exists because they're a part of you. They have a piece of you in them. If you don't believe that's a type of love, and that's more important than anything else, then you're sadly mistaken. So, now that I've touched on that love thing, I went to a bar back when I was satanic. Oh, I forgot to tell you about that. I was satanic, I was possessed, and I was in a horrible way. I went to a bar, met the person that I married, that I'm still married to, and we hung out for a month. Then we became a couple with air quotes, boyfriend, girlfriend. Then we moved in together. Then she got pregnant. We got pregnant, technically. And her stupidly psychotic mother that is pretty well fucked in the head. She would agree. She's the one who got me to that thought about her mother. Her mother didn't help, but anyway, she made it known that we should be that she hoped we were getting married, not because we were pregnant, but because we were in love. So I told her that that was the truth. That was a lie. I didn't feel love then. I don't feel that love now. And that's no offense to her. That's just me. I helped build this relationship on a lie of fake love. I married her because she was pregnant, and the right thing to do is to be with a person and take care of her and the kid. And I love my kids, so don't get me wrong. It's not their fault. That's my fault. I should have never went to that bar that night, and I think I probably felt that night. Allowing her to think that I truly loved her that way is my mistake. But if you're actually a person that's in a relationship, you truly can tell if somebody feels the same way about you that you do for them. Don't deceive yourself. It's in the back of your head at all times. There's signs that show you. Now I am, well, I don't know what I am. I really believe in God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, all that, but when you're fighting demons, you got a confusion and you get very confused. And today I know there's a fucking demon within me. At least one, probably three or more. How do I know? Because talking to people that I know are Christians, that I know can help, are the ones that are irritating me second most. First most would be the fact that there is a fucking demon called Jezebel devouring my wife's life force, and my wife doesn't even know it. And there's likely Lilith combined. So, the spirit of rage comes out. And I don't mean just a little bit, it's come out all day. What started setting it off might have actually been okay to be upset over. Upset, not angry, not mean. I was upset at the start of the day. Just certain things that I see going on in my household that are the exact opposite of what the person preaches or says. They don't live according to what they're teaching. In some respects, I'm probably not either. But you can't be a hypocrite from the start and not know you're a hypocrite. Anyway, so I'm seeing stuff that's being taught to my kids that's actually not being lived by the person teaching it. Irks me. You can't tell somebody to not lie and then turn around and lie about stupid shit. So that started annoying me this morning bright and early. She's also the one taking care of household finances because she's the one working. I figure that's fair enough. If that's what she wants, she can do it. If she can do better, great. If she can't, then she better wise up and realize it. And she's not doing any better, but she's not wising up and realizing it either. She's making all the classic mistakes I made when I was taking care of finances. Not putting the blame, just stating the fact. All the crap she claimed that I was doing wrong is now in her hands and she's doing it. So, it's just life. But you got to realize when you're making a mistake and fix it. So that started me headed towards the path of falling into the rage. So if she isn't taking care of finances real well, she doesn't believe me that a V8 Ford F-150 F4 FX4 uses as much gas as it does. I tell her it uses about 15 to 16 miles to the gallon, and we live about 11 and a half miles from her job. She thinks it's going to cost $100 every 2 weeks to fill the truck and get her to and from work. Well, yesterday we had a flat, no spare. Well, I had a spare, but it was flat too, with a hole in it. So we got stuck, and then I had to have her father come get her and take her to work and then fix my tire, and I didn't have money to fix the tire, neither did she. We were on E then. I had a friend that helps me out every once in a while, but I can't ask for help like that from somebody and not pay them back, not have something to offer them in return at least. He sent some money because he wanted to sit down and have a 3 to 4 hour chat like we do every week, or every week the last 2 weeks. So he sent money for me to go pick up some drinks so that we could sit down and talk and just about the stuff that we're dealing with. So when somebody sends you some money and they ask you to do something, you do it. So I bought a 6-pack of beer and I bought a soda for everybody in the house. That's fudge. It's got to be like 11 or 12, 13, 14 bucks, something like that. I can't remember. 14, because I had some left that went into the gas tank. And when I told her that we're probably not going to be able to get you to and from work tomorrow because we don't have enough gas, what does she say? We probably shouldn't have got those drinks. Well, I'm sorry. Somebody sends you money and tells you they want to have some drinks with you. You use that money for what they sent it to you for. He knows what I'm going through to some extent. And so she's making those mild accusations enough because the spirit of Jezebel knows that I'm fighting her. Wants us to break apart, wants us to not be as God wants us to be. I could probably grow in a very big fondness for her if I could get rid of Jezebel, Lilith, and any other demonic spirit that's afflicting our household. But now, for some reason, it's not working. I'm not lacking in faith. I don't know what's going on. So we're headed in, and I'm like, hey, we're probably going to run out of gas before we even get you to work. And she says, well, what about the lawnmower gas? No, the lawnmower gas would be fine, but One, it's in the push mower, which if I try to pour it out, it's going to be empty. It's going to be all over the ground. We're not going to get anything out of it. Two, it's in the rider mower. If I take that tank off and try to pour it, it's still only going to be about 3/4 of a gallon. And then, well, we still won't make it to and from town. Three, I'm not getting stuck in town with 2 kids without food, without drink, and without money to wait 8 hours, 9 hours for somebody to come out of work, because that's technically child endangerment, child abuse, and whatever else. Not happening. Sorry for that. Notifications are a pain. Enough said there. So if she's doing all this stuff and she just won't speak the way she should to me. She won't talk about problems. If I bring up something that's bothering me about her, she'll shut me off and leave because it might lead to an argument. But she'll go up the stairs growling and fussing and muttering under her breath so I can hear. That's definitely Jezebel and Lilith. One or the other, maybe both, maybe something else. She's infatuated with another man that she works with. She'll never admit it, guaranteed. Oh, I just like him. He's a nice guy. I've known him for a good number of years. He's like a brother. It off. And all I could think is, woman, you better control your Jezebel, because I know too much about the stuff going on in your life. God has laid it on my heart. And I'll tell you when these curses and these problems began. When we moved into the little village of Antrim in Pennsylvania, outside of Wellsboro. Antrim is just plagued by negativity, plagued by lack of spirit, lack of God. It's a coal mining village where lots of lives were lost. There was tremendous amount of grief and problems between the different sections of this little village back when it was a mining village. And it's just horrible. So much negativity here that when we started moving in, our lives changed as a married couple, as a family. I started getting plagued by more demonic attacks, more problems, more hate. And it fuels my rage. I have my own problems. I've not been diagnosed with this, but I will not find out if I'm ever going to get diagnosed with it. I have a likeliness to have something like PTSD from all my battles, the 6.5 years of being satanic, and all the crap I've been through. I'm confessing through this so that people know what I'm going through, so that maybe they see something through what I'm going through, so that they remove themselves from anything like this. They bypass these mistakes and don't make them. But the spirit of rage kicks in, and he is nasty. Doesn't matter what I do. It starts out from something big, and then the longer he's around and the longer he has an effect on me, the smaller the things that occur that cause him to revolt and act out. And I found throughout my entire life that every single person I've dated or been with or married, which I've only been married once, by the way, that every time I try to be with somebody in a loving relationship, they expect me to be changing everything about me for them, but they hardly change uh, anything about themselves. And when I give them a morsel of information as an idea that when I say something that is supposed to ignite a thought in them that they might need to change something, they don't. They ignore it and act like I'm just asking a stupid question. There's some things I can't say on here because I don't think it's appropriate for everybody to hear. But why should I quit smoking, quit chewing, quit drinking, quit swearing, quit everything, and then have you just be exactly the same person you were when I met you? Or at least exactly the same as you were before I quit anything. And actually getting worse, doing worse things than you previously did, in spite of me. That's not right. That's unfair. And then throw it in my face when I change back to who I was because I decided you're not really going to change yourself, so my changes weren't necessary. And for God's sake, if you agree to change one part of your life and you actually agree that saying no more kids are needed so you have an operation, stick to it. If you get the operation, don't hold it over the other person's head because they haven't changed, because it's not one thing that you get to change and then they have to change everything for you. We, as people in a relationship, each party needs to change a little bit for the better of the other person too, or for the better of the relationship. And I think this is what infuriates me the most. Hold something over my head that you've changed, and I've changed a few things, and you're getting mad at me. Oh, why can't you quit smoking? You said you would. You promised, because if I did this, you would do that. Well, I quit smoking, damn it. You didn't quit chewing. Well, I have a couple of times, but I keep going back to it because I'd rather have the fucking nicotine through my system than have the anger. Guess what? Right now, nicotine's not even helping. I hate the idea of divorce. I despise it. But right now, I'm willing to let go and just move on. That's bad. I know God is infuriated by me thinking that. How do I know? Because I feel it. And I don't want to piss him off. I'd rather piss the other person in my life off. And this might give ammo for something, but if I'm this miserable that I can't even spend a day with my kids in this village, in this house that my marriage lives in, without having a bad day and wanting to just leave and never come back, then you know this something's wrong. It's gonna fucking affect the kids because it's already affecting them. I never really had such a hard time until I moved into this godforsaken house. I'd burn this village to the ground if I could. I would spread holy oil, holy water, and holy salt across every square inch while praying if I could, if I thought it would do some good. And that leads me into other ideas, but we'll get there in another one. I have to change things for myself, about myself, in time. But by God, there's one thing that all of you listening must learn. Don't hold something over somebody's fucking head as if it's gonna do any godforsaken good to fucking say that you promised this. Because no matter how bad it bothers you, you're destroying your relationship with that person. You are cursing your fucking existence with that person. They're gonna hold it over your head without even thinking about it, because it's human nature that we gotta fight. They're gonna hold it over your head that you're holding it over their head. How much sense does this fucking back and forth bullshit make? Man and woman were meant to be married and married forever. Stay together, not get a divorce. God got tired of the whininess and allowed Moses to tell people that they could get divorced. But there was only one reason they could get divorced: sleeping around outside of the marriage. Boom, that's it. And I still don't think you have a right there. Because according to the Bible, you're supposed to forgive everybody. And that's why I'm confessing this now, so I can try to find a way to completely forgive everybody in my life. And for those of you that think that have been through this type of relationship and are trying and now thinking about a divorce, that's not what this is about. If the other person's cheated, try to forgive them. If you yourself have cheated because they cheated, guess what? You really canceled out the right to get a divorce. Now you're just as bad as they are. Now you may as well stay together and work it out. Stop fucking holding shit over each other's heads. It just doesn't help. I mean, I'm having the same problem because you've heard everything I've said, and I'm trying to get over it. But at least I'm trying. It's, I'll admit, it's difficult to forgive, especially if the other side doesn't want to find a way to move on and get better and salvage the relationship, or it doesn't appear as though they do. I have a fucking destiny with God, something He wants me to do, as we all do. This marriage is standing in the way of it at this moment. It's blocking me from what God wants me to do. All because the two parties don't want to speak. When I want to talk, she doesn't. When she wants to talk, which I don't know if she ever does want to talk about it. But I swear to God, I'm going to fucking destroy Jezebel, and I'm going to destroy Lilith, and I'm going to kick the crap out of the other demon or demons involved. They provoked me into such a fucking righteous rage that I'm going to find a way. I'm not even eating today. I'm diabetic. I'm supposed to be on insulin. That's not a good thing. I'm not. It's not that I'm not eating because I'm doing this in spite. It's not that I'm not eating because I'm fasting. It's that God made me fast. He's not allowing me to be hungry. I look at food and I turn around and walk away. I don't remember what I started out to talk about. This is why I got rid of my podcast. I might start one that actually works better to how speaks better to who I am. So my rage is coming out in the damnedest of ways and clouding up my day. Small things like my son will come down and look at me. He'll want to give me a hug. You could tell it's a spirit of rage because he wants to give me a hug and I just want everybody away from me. I'll give him a hug and then he'll give me a weird look and he'll do something and I'll get pissed. Not at him, just pissed. And then I'm on that rage again. Then music comes on and it could be the most innocent of all songs and I'm going through this freaking song, singing my own lyrics to it, and they're all totally angry, mean lyrics. They don't even have to fit the song. They don't even have to rhyme. They're just, I'm singing it and it's sounding good to me. But it's all coming from rage. It's all coming from torment. I tried to do a deliverance on myself earlier. And while I was doing these prayers, I got a gut-wrenching pain. Then the anger kicked in. And then I kept going through the deliverance prayer. Then the pain got a little worse. You know what was happening right there when I was doing that deliverance? That demon was clenching around my guts, trying to keep me closer, trying to hold on for dear life. I was trying to hold on for dear life. Just gripping whatever he was closest to, whatever he could hold on to. Had I known it was spirit of rage, I would have fought harder. Demons don't attack people who are not Christian. Demons attack people who are Christian. Why does the devil want a soul, fight for a soul, possess a soul, or a person who has a soul that's already won by him? He doesn't. He fights for those of us who believe. That's why you see Christians walking around so far out of it, because they're possessed. They're living, being run around like a puppet by the adversary of the Creator, the one who possesses them, the one who just wants the best for them. This is how I know I'm going to heaven, because this set of demons is out to just fuck my life up. Yes, swearing is improper, and I shouldn't do it. But I think I have less to worry about because I am fighting demons. Doesn't give me an excuse. But if you're fighting demons like this, you're going to say stuff that you don't want coming out of your mouth. You're going to have problems. Brain cloud. You're not going to be able to think right. They're going to mess with every aspect of your life they can. They've attacked me so many times that I've lost 3 toes. I'm at risk for losing more. I'm at risk for losing feet, legs, having a heart attack. They'll attack any part of you they can through any means they can. And I don't want you to think I blame everything on Satan, because sometimes God will test you. But a lot of times God will test you by Satan's attacks. And any of you that don't believe in demons, if you're a Christian and you truly believe, you may one day find out. It takes one little sin and a demon can enter you and then open a door wide for others to come in. They like to have a little party within you. They like to mess our day and lives up. The whole point to a demon, to Satan, is to steal us from God so we suffer in hell with them, just to prove to God that they're more of a God than God is. It's about as simple as that. So I just wanted to share some confessions of an ex-Satanist. Don't get into the occult. It hurts. And it hurts for a long freaking time. And I feel that if I can at least deliver a message every now and then about being an ex-Satanist and talking about God, maybe somebody or many people out there will actually figure out a little quicker than I did. Just what not to do and just what you should do. And hopefully you choose the right path. 3 things you should know. The tiniest, minute amount of faith in a prayer to God, to discover God and learn more about God and understand God better, will grow like wildfire within you, and God will multiply it. The most heartfelt prayer, even when you're angry, to God, to understand more and feel better and be better and get closer to God, He will rain down blessings upon you, and you will see Him. Maybe not full body, but you'll at least hear Him. You'll see something that shows that He's there. And if you don't believe in demons, I hope you never have to encounter them. And the third is the Bible. You have to have the Bible. Even if it's on your phone, a digital Bible will work. You have to read it. And before you read it, pray that God will help you understand it. And then read it. And then read it again. And then read it again. You don't have to read a lot. Start out with the smallest bit. Ask God to lead you where He wants you to understand it. And then He'll take it from there. You'll find something and He'll explain it. You're not going to be able to kick Satan's ass every single time he comes at you. Guaranteed, it won't work. Doesn't work for me. Doesn't work for any Christian. Doesn't work for any person. He will keep coming back. And even if you get rid of him for a day, he'll come back another. May God bless each and every one of you. I will bring some more Confessions of a Satanist. Ex-Satanist. Sorry. Ex-Satanist. Later on. God bless you all.